Ollies were so fucking broken.
Oh, the best thing is, you didn't do it like a Holy Paladin either. You did it like a Resto Druid. Oh my god, it was so good. Because you just put regens on everybody.
Resto Druids are so fucking broken in Burning Crusade. My fucking god.
They were broken in Wrath too.
Were they?
Mm-hmm.
I just, yeah, I've said this before, but the minute they fucking put that the tree form on as like a fucking ability, it fucking tilted me forever. I was like, I can't. Even though now they've reverted it, because I'm sure that they got a lot of backlash for it. That shit fucking tilted the shit out of me, fam. I was like, dude, if I can't be a tree 24/7, what's the fucking point?
I really enjoyed the fucking Necro back in the day too. I think my highest character though was like a warrior on Guild Wars 1.
Necro was a lot of fun actually. I actually, that was probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, the just Zoo Necro.
Yeah. I didn't like the mage though. It just, it's not to say that they
Elementalist?
didn't do damage. Yeah, Elementalist, yeah. It's not to say that they didn't do damage, I just didn't like their animations. Like, it just felt a little clunky.
I think I played one of those to a decent level, I'm not sure.
Ranger was fun. I liked
the, they had like a meteor or something like that. That was really fun to use.
Yeah. I did really enjoy
the one
Ranger.
I always wanted to do well, but never really could, was the Enchanter or Enchantress or whatever it is. You know, I think it's Enchanter.
I forget.
Because they were all about weird shit, you know.
I don't remember what they did.
Wasn't exactly
they were a
direct
controller.
damage. Yeah, they were sort of controller, but they also had
debuffed.
Gens,
oh yeah, I remember.
Oh, one of the biggest things, one of their heaviest damage things was you put a enchantment on the enemy that dealt damage. Like it basically gave them thorns, but on their attacks. So anytime they attacked, they took thorns damage from whatever they attacked. And it was, you know, it's like feedback, I think it was called. And it was really interesting because you could spec into and sort of amplify the effects of that, so that they either had to stop attacking or get wrecked, you know.
Did was it Guild Wars 2 when they gave you the ability to merge the different classes together? Was that, or was that in Guild Wars 1? I don't even remember.
I think that was in 1, actually.
You could always do that.
Okay. I was just making sure.
That was one of its things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it, and that was a big thing. That was one of the driving factors of a lot of MMOs that were being created at the time, was the dual classing systems. Because that was something WoW didn't allow you to do. You know, traditional, the forefront of that genre, EverQuest and WoW, neither one of them allowed you to dual class, and it was one of the most requested things.
Never played
in that genre.
Feels bad, man.
So Rift brought on the not just dual class but tri-class. You know, you basically and you could respec too. So you could
how
have.
Did that work? Like, did it work out? Did it work well? Because it seems like that's a bit.
I mean, it worked basically the same way that old school vanilla talent trees did. You had 3 different specs, you know. So you went down one to a certain really powerful skill. You went down another to a certain really powerful skill. You got passives along the way that supported, you know, these 2 things that you're going to be using. And yeah, it worked well. Rift was a very good, MMO in general. The place where Rift, like as far as character building and all that stuff, the place where Rift really fell apart was in its new events, you know, its evolution, you know, evolving expansions, you know, new content as they would release it, the player base would not really be thrilled. The biggest one was the first one after release. There was this big shadow invasion thing. You know, the main antagonist had basically come back from Draenor with armies of shadow and was going to take over the world. So, you know, basically Gul'dan with the Legion, but with the Void instead, and a completely different person. And so there was supposed to be this giant, you know, world-affecting event, but for the first week 2 weeks, 3 weeks, month, the servers were complete shit because the coding they did to make all these events happen, it nuked the servers. Some days you couldn't log in, other days it was just really laggy. You know, some days it'd be fine, but then you'd get to the culmination of the event and everybody would lag out. The whole server would crash. So that sucks. Chloromancer was the shit, dude. It was a fucking mage that did you play a monk in Draenor? Oh yeah. No, probably not.
Oh no.
So Mistweaver, they would do like 35% of any damage they dealt was just spread as healing to anyone within like a 30-yard range of them. Now they were a healer, so they didn't really do damage. Right. But at a certain gear level, you know, even healers do damage. So they just go up there and punch shit in melee and do a lot of damage. Well, Chloromancer was basically the same thing, except it was a range spec. It was, and due to the tri-classing functionality in Rift, you had the ability to choose 2 other really high damage mage specs to go with it. So you could take Pyromancer and Chloromancer and put them together and get some, you know, massive crit buffs and do loads of damage with your nature magic, and then you'd just be healing everybody around you. You, in addition to the heal everybody around you that, you know, Mistweavers in WoW had, they also had something similar to the Holy Paladin's Beacon of Light, where you threw it on the tank and that guy, he took double any heal you did. So every heal that you did across the party was duplicated onto him. Anytime you direct healed him, guess what? Doubles. And it was really good. Chloromancer was really nice. Yeah. I mean, it was fun. The numbers were tuned in a way to where it wasn't just, okay, this is the only healer. Because there were a lot of other options. It was a really great tank healer was what it really did well. Because, you know, you had that Beacon of Light and you're gonna heal this guy a lot. And I think your biggest, hardest hitting nukes were just single target heals too. They didn't copy across everybody. It was like your dots and any extra stuff you did were copied. But your biggest heals were just for the person you had your beacon on.
By the way, Grassy, that fucking parry was nasty as hell. My goodness. Where do you think, Charles, where do you think, Final Fantasy, like, okay, so, my friend's boyfriend is, like, fucking super into Final Fantasy 14. Do they have a large player base? Like, I guess compared to, like, WoW?
You know, like, these guys have played a hell of a lot more of that than I have. I never got into Final Fantasy.
Wait, what was that?
Yeah, I did, actually. I got banned.
Why?
I streamed it.
You're not allowed to do that?
Apparently.
Somebody took over his game and started spamming in chat.
Did that actually happen? Was somebody online for that?
No, that's what happened, Charles.
Oh, okay.
Wait, someone took over your account?
Yeah, I guess my account got hacked. I don't know.
So,
I mean, what I played of it wasn't really fun. I didn't bother trying to...
The one thing I've always been surprised about... Well, no, okay, I wouldn't say surprised. Like, the one thing I a little am taken aback by in terms of WoW is that, like, I'm just kind of... I wonder, like, about its longevity as a game. I realize that it's, like... It's not necessarily...
Lasted this long.
Right, it's not necessarily the first of its kind, but it's the first of its kind. It's the genre that's done it, like, perfect, I would say. Arguably perfect. Closest to perfect, anyways. But yeah, like, when I take a break from the game and, like, I hear people are, like, still buying the expansions, because I know that the general consensus, like, after maybe Wrath, maybe like Lich King.
But interesting enough, and Wrath is where I thought it was too, but the numbers kept going up throughout Cataclysm.
Yeah.
Cataclysm is where they dropped off after, I think, Firelands. Like, people depleted the Firelands content, and then they started leaving.
I feel like
I think it was
Mist
probably
was fucking trash.
the inertia that had built up after Burning Crusade was really good, and then Wrath was awesome, like carried it into
Yeah.
Cataclysm, and then everybody got through it and they were like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the one thing that like like when you play like Sis Vanilla and shit like that, like the one thing I always like didn't like about the expansions was that like it kind of highlighted maybe a negative quality of Blizzard, where it's like, oh, well, we're kind of like money hungry, so like we're just gonna add like we're just gonna upgrade the level cap and then so on and so forth, and like that was okay for Burning Crusade for me, that was okay for Lich, and I mean I was all right with it for Kata, but then when it came up to like Mists and all that other shit, like I was just like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, Mists. No, I never bought Mists.
Yeah, neither did I. I never bothered with it. I think the whole panda thing was a fucking fail, but don't tell Shippage I said that.
Yeah, I quit like pretty early into Cataclysm when pretty much everyone else did, and the next time I played was the Draenor pre-patch event.
Interesting enough, like a lot of the people that have been playing the whole time, apparently Mist was
Don't say it.
the one that they remember most fondly.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, like playing during it, sort of the patch cadence is what they harken back to, saying it was really well done until it wasn't. You know, it was good until the last patch, at
Right.
which point it had 14 months. You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, like going through the Mist like content now, like in regards to like transmog runs and shit like that, like I can definitely say that like there like hard work was put in. Like it looked beautiful. It was well done. But again, it's just like if you've been playing since the fucking like the game has been released, like after that many expansions, like you gotta lose interest. Like unless you have like a serious addiction to it, like you're gonna lose interest.
What happened with me and Marvel Heroes, dude? I played like 3,000 hours over 2 years, and fucking didn't do it anymore, man.
I never played the game.
Even that shit too.
I've always been interested. I want to see what the fucking game looks like.
I wouldn't do that, no.
But I'm not gonna play. I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, that biggest update ever apparently fucked everything up. Like everything that people were like, yeah, this game's good. Yeah, they just screwed the pooch there.
I always want to see some gameplay because I've never seen it played.
Oh, okay. You opened a window, my friend. Shove my YouTube channel down your throat. How about that?
What's your YouTube channel? What is it? Bam? What is it?
Got a link?
There,
Alright,
I was
cool.
getting the link.
Oh, okay. I was in like on YouTube. That's why I asked. All right, cool.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say I burned the fuck out. I made 800 videos, like 3,000 hours over 2 years.
Yeah, that's a burnout.
Burn the fuck out, dude.
This Nickelodeon fucking clip in the beginning is hilarious.
Oh, dude, are you watching the Doom one?
Yeah.
That was actually one of my best ones. I really like that one.
That's actually hilarious. Looks pretty cool, actually. Alright, boys, I can't raid with you anymore. I'm taking a Marvel Heroes. I'm out. Catch me on the flip side.
See ya.
I'm an Ant-Man main.
See ya.
Seriously, see ya. Like, literally
So-
not love, like, fucking missed.
Legit, dude. If you're an ARPG fan, you know, Diablo and all that jazz, and you're also a Marvel fan, worth giving a shot. Now, like Chris says, there's a patch that went through not too long ago, and I haven't played it in year, so I don't know anything about, you know, the latest stuff. But
Alright, so they took everything that made Marvel Heroes unique, in that, like, you know, it was a very fast-paced game because movement powers were very, like, highly coveted. You used them, you spammed them in order to, like, avoid attacks and all this other shit. And, well, they put a cool... They put a charge system and a cooldown on them, and people were like, what?
was that all?
Well, that's not all. That's not all they did.
Oh god. Grassy? You
I mean,
okay,
it's-
fam?
They took out the third tree from everybody and shoved in a talent system and made it so that every person only has 2 trees now. For some people, that works out pretty well.
I logged
But,
on and I played Psylocke for a bit. I feel like
Fuck
they streamlined is what the word would be. Cause like
Do this.
some abilities for like Psylocke you just never touched because they were fucking god awful trash, and they got rid of those abilities.
Oh yeah, no. Like for some heroes really benefit from it. Others, no. They just literally got a tree yanked out from them, and then the other trees were quote unquote empowered.
I'll be right back.